7:24 in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, lots of significant occasions around this time, not just the season of festivities and so on, but as we mentioned, World AIDS Day, 16 days of activism against violence against women and girls, and also International Day for Persons with Disabilities, which will be observed on Thursday. And with that in mind, the Caribbean Telecommunications Union is doing its part to build awareness. They've created a Caribbean Video Assistance Service specifically for the blind and deaf community. It's a free initiative and is being described as the first of its kind. Well, to give us some perspective on it, and you could already see Ms. Niobe Rodriguez signaling very actively this morning. I always want to ask some strange things to see how they will sign it, but we'll leave that for the moment. Let's go to our guest as Ms. Rodriguez continues to do her signing. We have Trevor Pravat, who is a consultant with the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. We also have with us Mr. Stephen Dukran, who is the Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired. Good morning to all. Good to have you with us. Mr. Pravat, if I could start with you. Tell us about this particular initiative, please.
I'm sorry, you're talking, you wish me to speak?
Yes, please. I'm asking if you could tell us about this particular initiative.
Not a problem, yes. The CVAS initiative, Caribbean Video Assistance Service. The CTU, we believe in ICT for all. CTU is an intergovernmental organization which is in the area of ICTs, information and communication technologies. We strongly believe in ICT for all, which means ICT for people with disability and all vulnerable groups. We have been working with PWDs since 2013, and together with people in our facilitators, we came across this program, which we believed could really help people who are either deaf or blind. So it's an internet-based service. It's a free service which allows the deaf to communicate to the hearing parties and vice versa. And then it also allows the blind to receive sighted assistance. So, you know, you need to tell the difference between two bottles of medication. You can't see, so you can't tell which is which. So that what happens is that you could call into CVAS, and the agent there, who is a sign language interpreter, will tell you what the difference is. And Stephen is the newly installed Vice President of TTAHI, and he's a very strong supporter of CVAS. And so he can tell you the numerous times that he's used the service already.
All right, and before we get the perspective from Mr. Dukran with Ms. Rodriguez doing all of this, the signing for us, could I ask you, Mr. Pravat, how do people access this service? What do they have to do? Which website or Facebook page do they have to go to access this service?
Okay, I've got you, right. No, there is a website, and it's called cvas.info, and so you'll get all the information that you need on that website. But CVAS, basically what you need to access it is that you need to register for the service. That's the first step. And then also you have to download a complimentary free application called PUC or PUC, which is called Personal Universal Communicator. That service, that application is your link into CVAS. It connects you directly into the agents. So as a person who's deaf, they will see you, you will see them, you sign to them. As a person who's blind, obviously, you don't see them, but they will see you, and you use your cell phone, and that's where the technology comes in, to actually, through this application, to show them what you want them to help you with.
All right, so let's get a perspective from Mr. Dukran, newly installed Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired, to tell, and of course Ms. Rodriguez will be signing, but hopefully narrating for us if necessary, so that we could understand clearly what the communication from Mr. Dukran. Good morning to you, sir. Tell us about how effective this service is for you.
Okay, so CVAS has been very, very good for me. It's very easy for me to use. In the past, when CVAS wasn't around, I had to keep asking my friends to make phone calls for me. And quite often, sometimes a company would call me and I would say, well, okay, I don't know who's this person calling me. I wouldn't bother to answer. But since CVAS has been around, it's been a lot easier. Sometimes we do have some challenges with internet service, but one of our service providers is very, very good. The speed is very, very dependable. I really enjoy using CVAS. It's easy for me to talk to other people. I use it to call, for example, doctors at the hospital. I call my children's teachers at school. For example, like if I want to call a furniture store, I call all these places, and it's really, really, really easy for me. It's enjoyable to use the phone. So it is a system that you, first of all, like Trevor said, you download the app, and it's easy for you to communicate with anyone.
And if I could ask you again, Mr. Dukram, what difference has this made to the quality of your life as far as being able to communicate with other people?
It has been very, very, it has made a difference of 100% in my life, to be honest. It has made 100% difference in my life. For example, my son's teacher, when I call her, the teacher would say, "How is it that you're communicating with me?" And I informed her about CVAS, and she said, "Oh, okay." And the teacher also downloaded the app as well, and she gets a better understanding of the deaf community and the respect that the deaf community needs. And we just want to share that because it's Disability Awareness Week, that people need to know that this app is out there.
And Ms. Rodriguez, we can't have you as just the conduit between the different individuals in our discussion this morning, and not get your own perspective as well as to how important you see this bit of technology in facilitating those with these impairments.
Okay. Sometimes the challenge is that even though I'm answering you, I still have to sign. So yes, it is important because, like Stephen says, sometimes you have to ask a friend who understands sign language to make a call for him. So now, if Stephen texts me and he says, "Now we call somebody," and say, "Well, Stephen, I'm busy." He say, "Oh, okay, don't worry. I will call CVAS. I will get another person to call for me." So it has made it would take the weight off of people who might be busy doing something else for him to call. He has access 3 days a week from 8 to 4. So it helps him. Whenever he's ready, he uses it. And Stephen and other deaf persons use it a lot. With blind persons, I'm not too sure how often, but Stephen, I know, is a champion for CVAS. Always, always, always call him. Always.
And Mr. Pravat, it sounds as if this particular initiative has been long overdue and is being very well received by the community that needs it most.
Yes, that's right. Very much so. It's something that's been available in basically the metropolitan countries and other Latin American countries for years. In Colombia, which is the model we've been following, it's been available there for nearly 20 years. So as you say, it's long overdue. The CTU, really, we're just a facilitator, a catalyst to make this happen. We started off with a pilot here in Trinidad and Tobago. We want to see it rolled out across our 20 member states. We'd like all the states to benefit from this kind of service.
And where we are we in that process as far as ensuring that as many of these vulnerable communities are accessing this service? Where we are in that process, Mr. Pravat?
Right. At the moment, we're still here in Trinidad and Tobago. We've had preliminary discussions with some people in Jamaica and also the Bahamas, because we wanted to pilot in those 3 countries. What we've done, though, we've chosen to go a slightly different route. We're really sort of ironing out all the kinks and glitches that might occur in Trinidad and Tobago. So we're doing that here. And so then we hope to be able to move across the rest of the Caribbean fairly quickly in 2021, so that we almost give them a turnkey operation. That's what we're hoping to do.
Well, and let me leave the final bit of advice with Mr. Dukran, most appropriately as the Vice President of the TTAHI. And what would you say, finally, Mr. Dukran, to the general public, and especially to those with hearing impairments, those with visual impairments, as far as encouraging them to use this service?
Okay, so I would really encourage everyone to download the app, try it out. if you see how it's working for you, right? And if you're having any challenges, contact Trevor, use the website. And it's very, very, very important that more people get on board. Yeah?
All right. And let me give a challenge to Ms. Rodriguez, please. Because how would you sign, Ms. Rodriguez, doubles with slide pepper? Could I see that, please?
All right, Steve will sign it. Right, so this is the sign for doubles, right? Right, and that is slide pepper.
Okay. So the sign of roll is like the way you do it with your hand is like with the paper, and you okay. I understand. I understand. So
I think what Fazil, let me say that it's really the deaf, and it's not just here in Trinidad and Tobago. They speak a different language to the rest of us, and so it's not a question of just signing out the letters or the words. It's actually it's really almost a graphical description. And what I'd like to say, just to close off very quickly, is a lot of your viewers will be hearing people, but they will know people who are deaf, they'll know people who are blind. And what we really are imploring them to do is basically get in touch with their friends who are deaf, their blind colleagues, etc. Let them know about CVAS, cvas.info, and they can go to the website and get all the information. And the email address is cvas@ctu.int.
And indeed, it's very important that you gave us all that important contact information, even with the light-hearted discussion about doubles and so on. But thank you very much to our three guests this morning for providing us with this vital information. Mr. Pravat, Mr. Dukran, and of course the hard-working Ms. Rodriguez. They're signing away vigorously as she provides all this information for us this morning. Thank you very much all for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Indeed, very privileged to have you all with us. And I know I mentioned this before. Did you all know the story about the fellow in South Africa who was signing for all of the world leaders in the funeral for Nelson Mandela? That he was just doing things, Bruce Lee, Wang Yu, all sorts of things. No language whatsoever, and he just get on and on and on, and nobody thought about stopping him. Very interesting.